And I tell them all the time, you don't want to lose your job. The only way you can lose your job here is you don't provide good constituent services. So. Well, I think my district is unique because it stretches about 200 miles, and there's two major cities. One is Tallahassee, where I'm from, and the other one is in Jacksonville. And so I like to tell people my district stretches from the Chattahoochee River to the St. Johns River in there. So it makes it unique because in between you have urban issues, and then you have a lot of rural issues. Well, yes, I spent 18 years in the House and then 10 years in the Senate, and became the Democratic leader in the state. I think the legislature taught me how to help rural areas and people from rural areas to tackle problems that sometimes are a little bit different than they are in the cities, especially when it comes down to health care and a lot of budget issues. But the biggest challenge I had was the partisanship. I didn't think that, people back home would say, Congress is broken, and I said, well, it's really not broken, and then when you get up here, you find out that they know a little bit more than you, that it's a lot of partisanship that exists up here. That was one of the biggest challenges, in how to work across the lines when you have people who are kind of dug in. So my goal is to try to do everything that I possibly can to bring them together and see whether there's any kind of middle ground where we can do things together. Like I've hosted an event for my Republican and Democratic colleagues since I've been here to get us to talking in a social situation so you can kind of work together on issues that are extremely important. When I first came here, I went to a meeting with the Democrats and I held my hand up, and Nancy Lawson then recognized me and said, what do you want? You're a freshman, what do you want, so to speak? And I said, I came here to fix the Affordable Care Act, and everybody in the room turned around and said, fix the Affordable Care Act? You came here to fix the Affordable Care? I said, yeah, I said, I'm in the insurance area, and I said, I want to fix it, get it on. They said, well, it's not that easy. And so I found out it wasn't that easy. I found out there's a lot of players on both sides, but I thought that's what I was coming up here to do, to fix the Affordable Care Act. Well, I have invited on a couple of occasions some of the members who are in leadership to the district in order to explain to them about some issues on the farm bill that they don't understand. And in fact, I'm still working on to bring Colin Peterson down in the area, so some of the people that border Florida and Georgia and Alabama, and some of the farmers in Florida and some of the citrus growers and so forth will be able to come in, because he's going to have a lot of input. And what makes it so passionate for me is I've gone to schools for kids on free and reduced lunch, and to sit with them and know that if it wasn't for the farm bill, that these kids will not be able to get nutrition that they need. And when Friday comes, to see the people that work in the cafeteria put food in their backpacks, because that might be the only meal they're gonna get before they get back on Monday. It's just very, very important to me that we do a good job on the farm bill and people who need nutrition. And that's the reason why I say I have the Feed America campaign, to make sure that people who need food, because we have a lot of food in America, that food has a way to get down to them. So this farm bill is just so significant to me. And for SNAP program, I was able to petition the governor of Florida when we had in a letter, when we had a hurricane, to allow SNAP participant to be able to get a hot meal, even if they had to go to McDonald's, because they had no place to cook. And so, what I want my constituents to know is that we take their issues very seriously, and I think I have real quality staff, that's working on it when I'm not around, whether it's on Social Security issues, whether it's on veterans issues, on Medicare, Medicaid, is that they are fortunate to have a staff that really understand these issues, can really work with them. I came to Congress not looking for a job. I always felt that I was on loan, to be here to do the very best that I can. And I want them to know is that I'm not entrenched in some of the things that exist up here. I'm here to work for them. And so the more they can find out about it, I think the better I feel that they know that I'm here. If they don't send me back, I did the very best job that I could,
Right.
And I want them